Viewer,
That was bloody stressful.
viewer, this is so stressful. Frederick, our creative director, is in his studio, not making a film, but
Making art, not craft, because it's expensive.
it's art.
It's art. It has to be expensive to be art.
And
It
this
can't
is
be
art.
craft.
This is art too.
In its own right, I suppose.
This is art. Now
we had
I've
to
always-
get him to come round to turn the microphones on because I didn't know how it worked.
We are so
They're probably
ignorant.
not on.
God, we'll do this with silent with subtitles one time. We did
Black
do it
and
with
white.
subtitles once.
Yeah.
Now I always quite like
more
the
than
thing of
once.
slicing through the cellophane.
I know you quite like that because you're all about hygiene.
Well, I don't know. I'm all about.
No.
Effect.
Look at this. Look.
That's a proper thing. That's the one I gave you, isn't
Sam Duroc.
it? The Sam Duroc finish.
So what are we smoking? Cigar.
This
And it's
is the year of the rabbit. So in effect, viewer, we are already through the marvels of the cigar making art and Foulkes and Sons television. We are taking you into next year already.
It's so good.
We're doing sort of future time travel.
Can I light it? So we were joking about the lovely lighters you have and how they never work.
Yeah.
And I brought my own because I knew yours wouldn't have any gas in them.
So
So
you
what
bring
I
a
thought,
disposable light or something.
no, I brought the DuPont that used to be
We
yours.
love DuPont. By the way, viewer, for those of you in front, behind, and over, and sitting on top of the paywall, we are
Yours.
actually in discussions with the amazing DuPont to make a bunch of Foulkes and Sons official lighters. Please indicate whether you'd be interested in acquiring one.
They smell very nice, these spills.
They're going to be my Gemma.
Perfect. I'm going to leave mine like that. As of course it will naturally progress. Being the double figurado it is. Keep going. Smoke the whole cigar like that. It's very important.
It's
Look,
sort of-
it's
sort of-
all over your clothes.
Look.
It's Christmas ash, Christmas snow.
Look at that, it's like snow.
It's amazing. This is a very good silver item I haven't yet ruined.
No, this is one of the few items that remain in. Look at the snow
It must
settles.
be ancient, this one. This is very old, this one.
I think it was screw on until you snapped it down. I cannot believe that you have actually broken. You said this is one of the few things you haven't broken of mine.
Yeah.
And then, lo and behold, but viewer, here we are again after an absence of.
It's not screw, is it? Anyway, so here we are.
I think it is screw.
No,
isn't it?
it's not.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. And this is the Davidoff year of the, what is it? Rabbit. It's got 4 Dominican fillers like San Vicente, some other.
Ligero, San Vicente Ligero. I can taste it.
and then a Nicaraguan filler.
And I think there's some Mexican binder in here.
Yeah.
Is that right? Can I taste
You can
Mexican binder?
Taste it. What's the wrapper? Gotta learn.
It's
knows.
beautiful, the wrapper.
It's very nice.
Ecuadorian, perhaps?
Yeah. What does
Do you want to look at the
what does the
instructions?
spreadsheet say? What does the
Well,
spreadsheet
we need a
say?
spreadsheet. This is what I love. Give me the. Hang on.
What's
a
it meant to taste like, and what does it taste like? Exactly what it's meant to.
Hang
no doubt.
on. Hey, I was right, Ecuador.
Fantastic.
And you know, not only is it Ecuador, hybrid. Viewer, you knew this already. Just by the wisdom of your cigar smoking expertise, you were able to look through the excellent high production values and see that this was, just to make sure I got it correct, hybrid number 238. But
Of
you knew
course.
that already just by looking at the luster.
Yeah.
What sort of shade would you describe this? Colorado?
Colorado. No
Oh.
doubt. Colorado.
We love a good Colorado. Everything's Colorado.
I want Candela to return. You rarely see Oscuro though. Oscuro is, what do I say? It's not of a refined enough nature.
And
It's too black.
Mm.
It's too black. But this is it's meant to, and the way they're boxed, it's to mimic a warren, a rabbit's warren.
But
so
that's
the
what's so
cigars
good.
are all higgledy-piggledy kind of.
But that's what I love. That's what it's so
It's
good.
so
The year of
good.
the rabbit. But
But they've each got little declivities into which you put your thumb or fingernail to release the cigar from its.
That's what I love
Its
about
section of the
Davidoff.
box.
Is just it's some of the most imaginative packaging there is. I mean, and the cigars. We'll and the great thing is that they should come with the. I think most of them do come with a spreadsheet, don't they? Where you can test what you're tasting.
It is a very unusual flavour actually. They do something with tobacco to make it really taste not like tobacco. You know what I mean?
They are wizards. They
Yeah.
are wizards with tobacco.
It's quite something.
We
Because
must go-
with a Cuban cigar, I mean, it would always taste like fine Cuban tobacco.
Well, I mean,
You
on account of it being made with fine Cuban tobacco.
But then when you take a Davidoff cigar, on occasion it can taste
Dominican.
No,
on
just
the-
of something entirely different.
But
You know,
they
when
are-
they
but they-
mention cocoa or they mention kind of this, you know, all this rubbish, it does make sense with Davidoff.
Well, but what's brilliant, viewer, if you're watching over there,
Or that.
or there, viewer, you're in not stereo but trio. No, what I find amazing is that the sort of the level of science to which they have taken things is exceptional. I mean, they really have gone to quite extraordinary lengths to replicate flavors that one might have thought hitherto impossible in terms of tobacco.
Yeah, it's quite something. And I've got this really intense flavor of almonds, which, I mean, I know often people describe cigars as tasting like almonds or having almondy notes, but this is really quite intense.
You don't like marzipan, do you?
Not so much.
Are they are these supposed to be almonds?
What's it say? It's meant to be kind of.
Yes, almonds.
Is it really?
If almonds
You're
is spelled,
joking.
no, almonds should be spelled Pepper.
I see.
So almonds spelled in the manner of pepper. And the great power of suggestion of these spreadsheets is that as soon as I put the paper down, I tasted notes of dark black pepper on the tip of my tongue.
Well, roasted nuts, not far off.
No, roasted nuts
Cream.
are not far off.
But what does cream taste like?
Well, we're going to find out in exactly how many seconds. We're going to find out in about.
I don't
about
get
a
that.
centimetre.
I don't get the pepper at all. There's no pepper to it whatsoever.
I've got a little bit on the tip of my
It's
tongue.
very, very light.
But I
pepper-free
must say, I
cigar.
was more in the line. Oh God, we taste leather. There's like a flayed kind of cow here.
Is there really?
Yeah,
The symbol,
Look,
the
you see
emoji.
the symbol. No, you see the symbol for real leather.
Oh, it's like wow, it's a proper thing.
It's a proper thing. But what I was
The
what
dried fruits are fruits of a dried nature as well in this picture.
I think it should be more specific. It
And
should
you've
be
got the
whether
Costa Coffee logo.
the
for-
Costa
for
Coffee logo,
coffee.
where it tastes like a sort of urban coffee bar.
Mm.
But what I was wondering is whether they should adopt this packaging for other of the Chinese zodiacal signs. I mean, for example, the dragon. What they could do is produce like a mountain. So you've got Smaug
Oh, that'd be
inside the
very
mountain, and then you open it up, and instead of sitting on piles of treasure, Smaug is sitting on piles of cigars. You
That's
know, for
fantastic.
example.
I mean, they have done some great things over the years. What did we have? We had the most recently. We had the tiger, which had stems laid on it during the wrapper's fermentation period or maturation period, one of the two. That tainted the leaf and made it look like tiger stripes.
That's neat. That's neat. That's neat. That's neat. I really love your tiger feet.
That's the one.
Do you remember that record?
You've
never heard it?
I've heard you sing it before.
That's right. That's right. I mean, that was popular music in the 1970s. I mean, it was
Was
a
that as early
carefree
as the
era.
70s?
Yeah,
What
that
a
was
world
a
we used to
carefree
live in.
era.
But that was the time of
I think
crazy
that was
horses.
Shawaddy
Actually, it works. All of the Chinese kind of zodiac cigars could have 70s pop songs accompany them. So you have for the Year of the Horse, you've got Crazy Horses. the
Crazy
Osmonds.
horses.
You've got Tiger Feet for the Year of the Tiger.
Yes.
Well, there must be an ox one. Or you've got the Eye of the Tiger as well.
Yeah, but
that's
the
a
Eye of the
little
Tiger.
later.
No. I
Was
think
that
the Eye of the
70s as
Tiger.
well?
No, I think it was because wasn't that for the first Rocky film?
Mm.
Was it for the first Rocky film?
And then you've got the and then you've got the other one, Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff the Magic Dragon,
for Year of the
live
Dragon.
by the sea. What else do we have?
So when you open the box, it should have this.
Oh, there was one called Heavy
played at
Horses.
you.
There was a Jethro Tull album called Heavy Horses. Cacao. Well, we could. There was a famous hit called Cocaine, with the great Eric Clapton. Cacao, as opposed to cocaine. And then it tastes of wood.
Oh, so we're doing songs for the notes of the cigar as
Yeah,
well, not
songs.
just the cigar
It's
itself.
going to be a playlist.
Wood.
Viewer, this has just given me a great idea. We should supply every cigar should come with a playlist. So we've already whatever. And what else would we have? Woody Guthrie. Anything by Woody Guthrie? It looks like a pile of something. What's the thing at the end there?
That's fresh spices. I'll have you know. Can you
There
not
must-
tell?
There should be. What record of the spice in
Well,
it?
you had the Spice Girls.
Ah, the Spice Girls!
But I don't know. I don't know what record they did.
Every record.
They
But it
did.
wasn't
They did quite a few of
1970s.
those very good records, didn't they?
Give me that thing back.
But that was when I was growing
I'm finding
up,
it very
the Spice
instructive.
Girls.
What am I tasting now? What am I tasting now?
What am I tasting now?
We're
We're
tasting
not
nuts.
even.
I think we've got some nuts, followed by cream.
We're not even a third through the first third.
Well, I'm getting through the first third. I love that sort of vanilla pods thing that actually isn't mentioned here.
I think I've got more of the fresh spices that the Spice Girls I was meant to have in the last third.
Yeah, but that's right down. That's right
come
down
up-
the end
they
near the
come up in
mouth.
the
You can't.
first
I mean, you're
third as
getting it
well.
early.
Maybe I've
What are
smoked it the wrong
what
way
are those
round.
things that
I have
salt-
taken the bands off. Maybe I've lit the wrong end.
Maybe you've written. What's this one here? Honestly, why they couldn't print this in large print for the elderly? What's that one?
What
there?
is that?
Number 6.
Number 6, that's dried fruits.
Again.
No, there's fresh spices at the end, dried fruits in the middle.
And but what I would like one
God,
day.
it smells like a church, doesn't it?
It smells of Christmas.
Christmas.
It's
Yuletide.
It does. It sort of smells of incense and centuries-old paving stones, worn soft by the pad of many slippered feet over
mulled
centuries.
wine.
Mulled wine, and the peal of bells ringing out over a snowbound landscape on a Christmas morning. Carols, Charles Dickens, coaches being driven by coachmen with coaching horns and top hats. That's what we want. That's Christmas, viewer.
You have such a vivid imagination.
God, but we're not even at Christmas yet. You may
And here I am thinking of mulled wine.
Yes,
That's
mulled
it.
wine. Which this is a properly rolled cigar, isn't it? The tension, the correct tension, as they
It is a very easy draw. What are you drinking? What is this? This is non-alcoholic. This is another variety of sparkling wine.
If you're watching this at home, Fortnum & Mason's really ought to supply us with a lifetime supply of sparkling tea, because Alexander actually went and bought. I'm become addicted to it now, and I sort of, it's fantastic. It has changed my life. Sparkling tea, viewer, I toast you in sparkling tea, and we're not even sponsored by Fortnum & Mason's yet.
Not yet.
Not
We
yet,
will be
but
soon.
bringing the, not in association with Fortnum & Mason's just yet, viewer, but we're hoping one day that they might associate themselves with the noblest broadcasting endeavour
I think
that there
soon
is.
we'll be replacing. You know, when I used to go and see Father Christmas at Harrods, and I used to get one of those teddy bears.
Yes, I
It'll
remember.
be
that.
us there soon instead of him, smoking Christmas cigars, drinking mulled wine and sparkling tea, advertising Fortnum & Mason, DuPont, and Drake's, and Davidoff.
Oh, Drake's. Now, viewer, we have got some good news for you about Drake's. I was recently talking to Mark Cho, the proprietor of the Armory, who owns part of Drake's as well. Lovely man, Mark Cho. Look him up on the internet or the social media as markcho.com. Very clever, that very modern, very young. And he is, viewer, also a fanatical cigar smoker.
Fantastic.
He likes nothing better at the end of a hard day's plutocracy. A hard day's selling fine garments to discriminating young gentlemen, to settle back, put his feet up, open, I dare say, a magnum of sparkling tea or a similarly effusive beverage, and enjoy a fine Havana or New World cigar.
New World. I love the New World.
Yes. I mean, the thing is that it was all about as new at the same time. I mean, it's only
I
new.
know,
It's only new to the bloody Europeans.
Yeah.
I mean, the people, the indigenous Tainos and all that lot. It was kind of like the old world for them. Do you know what I mean? They'd been living there already for centuries, perfectly happily.
Yeah.
And then there's sort of conquistadors come along in their pointy steel, funny steel hats and bugger the whole thing up for them. I mean, I'm sure that's a somewhat sort of truncated account of several centuries of Spanish colonial rule.
You know what they did? They buggered it all up for them. That was it. And that's how they recounted as well. They buggered it all up for us. I think this is a good cigar.
I think, I think we've reached that conclusion. You're actually racing through it. And I know you normally say that I race through it, but you're racing through it.
Yeah, you're really, I mean, I am. I have to keep up with you. And now I'm...
No, you're charging ahead.
Yeah. You know what we should do is we should pause for a second. We should relax. contemplate, perhaps converse, and return in, I would say, what do you think, 5, perhaps 10 minutes?
Yes. And we're back.
All right, we didn't open a window.
We didn't open a window.
Your
viewer,
wife, my mother's going to be very angry.
If you can see us at all, it's a miracle.
What we need is Kirby Allison's extraction unit.
We need Kirby Allison, full stop, actually.
Yeah. That's very good. Anyway, so we're meant to be talking. Well, I don't mean to kind of, just disregard Kirby in that way. When I just said,
No, but we need Kirby. We need Kirby.
Kirby.
Kirby Allison. Kirby Allison.
He's offered to help us with animation.
We need Kirby Allison's help on all matters pertaining to the internet broadcasting.
I think so. I don't know how he does it. He is the best.
He is remarkable, and I love it. And you know what I love most, when he sits there in his dinner jacket with a sort of decanter of some extremely fine vintage fortified wine next to him, taking questions, fielding questions,
while polishing a pair of shoes.
Yes, I know, he's a genius. It's like watching Roger Federer play tennis. He's just sort of.
You don't remember? You don't even know who Roger Federer is. You asked him if he was retired, and he just said.
Well, I met him. At a
match.
It's a very famous old story that I was at the Elton John white tie and tiara something or other.
As you do.
I happened to,
find
myself in white tie there.
Yeah.
And I saw this very animated, young-looking Swiss gentleman. So I went over and sort of, tried to make polite conversation, put him at his ease. Do you know what I mean? And
so what do you do?
What do you do? And he said. I think he might have mentioned he played a spot of tennis.
And you say, for a living?
I said, for a living. It's amazing that you can do that these days. Amazing what you can do, really. I mean, it's playing tennis for a living. And he said, I'm a tennis player. So I said, are you retired?
Yeah.
He didn't, I mean, to his everlasting credit, he didn't say, no, I'm Roger Federer. He just said, no. And I mean, I assumed that obviously athletes today adhere to such rigorous training that they're in bed tucked up at 7:30 with the lights out. But Roger Federer probably stayed till 6 a.m. dancing, drove a Ferrari to Wimbledon that morning, changing while driving the car, changing out of his white tie into his long trousers, long white trousers and sort of long sleeve shirt to play tennis.
Assembling a racket
out of the steering wheel and some string he had there because he'd forgotten his racket. Won Wimbledon and other noted tennis tournaments, and then returned home for a sort of cigar and a nap. I mean, the man is a god. Anyway, it is like what I was trying to say is it's like when Kirby's sitting there in his dinner jacket fielding questions from across the United States of America. Kirby, how many stitches per inch do you recommend in a sports shirt, for example? And I mean, he's just flicks that answer towards you. Kirby, how many velvet dinner jackets does a gentleman require? Again, backhand, perfect. It's brilliant. It's effortless. But anyway, we can't talk about Kirby. Kirby ought to be talking about us, really. But
what we need to talk about is our line of clothing.
Viewer, we are monetizing the internet
when we get round to it.
Yes. But we have. The point of talking about Mark Chode was to bring you to the great conclusion. Not that he was only a cigar smoker, but that he was absolutely thrilled at the idea of developing a line of cigar-related clothing.
Yes. It's going to be great.
Maybe we
could do some ties, because Drake's were at first a tie maker.
Tie maker, then gowns, and now they are the full outfitter for the young gentleman.
We could do ties with pockets to accommodate cutters and lighters and cigars.
No, I think you've been striking something else in between in the interval rather than just this.
I think that would be a very good idea. See, you're an older generation. You don't quite understand how hip
I think
it
I'm
is
just exiting the coffee beans, actually. I can't
have a hip
I'm now flying blind because you've taken away the crib sheet.
I had the leather. And I
we're
making clothes.
We're going to be doing bandanas. We're going to be doing. We want to create the ultimate safari shirt for smoking.
Very reasonably priced, relatively inexpensive.
Relatively inexpensive if you can afford it.
To be bought on a budget.
Is that right? Are we making budget clothing?
Well, I mean, it depends what your budget is.
Hey, boom, boom.
There we are.
And then we're doing the pochette, the bandana.
I think even just T-shirts for when people find themselves exercising.
And I mean, that's the thing, viewer. I mean, how many times has this happened to you, viewer? There you are on the treadmill, perhaps, or on the exercise bicycle, or doing some weights, and suddenly the urge to have a cigar takes you.
Yeah.
then with the Foulkes
Don
and
your
Sons,
Foulkes and Sons
with the Foulkes and
t-shirt.
Sons t-shirt, sporting cigar smoking t-shirt, you will have a perfectly sized pocket for your cigar. So all you have to do is not even to stop this treadmill or the exercise bicycle, just merely reach with your right hand or left hand if you're left-handed, pluck the cigar from its holster.
Pluck from its holster.
Pluck the cigar from its holster. Ask your trainer to cut it, and then to light a match or light a spill for you. I mean, this is what my trainer always does. He says to me, "May I light your
you have
cigar?"
a trainer. It's very good that you have a trainer.
It is very good. I mean,
A cigar trainer.
The year of the rabbit, and there was one viewer who wondered how I.
What have you got there?
Well, it's a pocket handkerchief.
That's a
from
drink.
Drake.
Yeah, that's a really
This is
good
an
one.
example. This is an example of what
What's this one from?
The
Is
sort
this
of thing
Drake's?
we will be making. No, that's not Drake's. That's the 1970s. That comes directly from the 1970s. or
That's
maybe
from
even
my
earlier.
ex-wife.
Oh, right. Very
my
nice.
child and your grandchild. Oh, it's been eaten by moths.
It can't have been eaten by moths. They don't like silk. So, viewer, watch this. If you're watching this, you form a circle with your index finger and your thumb. You push it in slightly to form a small volcano. It's like a little volcano. You pull.
Look at that.
Then you pluck.
Ooh. Or to perhaps do it in a more youthful manner, like this.
Let's see how you do it. Ah,
Oh,
so convenient. So you can
Look.
spend more time browsing the
Look at
internet or
that.
using social media.
Using eBay, Etsy, Gumtree, Facebook.
In a nutshell, we were going to one day bring out all the ingredients mentioned in a Davidoff tasting notes and taste them at the appropriate time. So we'll have a jug of cream. So when we're supposed to taste cream, we will pour ourselves a little soupçon of cream and taste it, and then see how close the taste. When we have spices, we will take a pinch of spices from a table in front of us, and so on.
And dependent upon the cigar, we will play the accordingly correct 70s pop song.
Or supply a playlist to be downloaded on the internet.
We could do that as well on iTunes
or Spotify.
Yeah.
And another thing, viewer, we are also going to devise a series of packaging that is appropriate for each Chinese zodiacal animal. For example, the ox. I see the ox pulling a plough.
That's very good.
I think that the plough would then become the...
is an oxen not dissimilar to a bull, right?
well, similar, except
So
it's
China shop, maybe.
a bull in a china shop.
There you
Yes,
go.
or a horse in its stable. Viewer, we are only just scratching the very outer
I don't know
bit
how
of
we
the
do
surface.
it. I don't know how we do it. I mean, we really shouldn't stop, but we must. You have to go. I have to tidy up. And
Viewer.
I guess we'll see you.
In due course,
Yeah. Much love.
if not sooner. Goodbye.
Goodbye.